Hello, and welcome back to Spiritfarer. And this is Lady from the Future talking because I need to catch you up on what happened with the series before we continue it. You may be tempted to fast forward right now, but trust me, if you skip this intro, you won't know what the hell is going on. So I posted the last episode back in November of 2020, and I was still playing because I'm in love with this game, but when I started editing the new footage, I found out my commentary files were corrupted for the next 4 episodes. I didn't want to post 4 episodes worth of footage without my voice, so I decided to combine them into a mega episode focused just on the highlights. That meant scrubbing through 3 hours of footage to record new commentary for the recap, and I just never did it. So I've been dying to get back to playing this ever since, and I'm itching for you to see the episodes where the commentary was still intact because the game got beautifully intense, and I would have been pushed if you didn't get to hear my reactions in the moment. But we can't get to any of that greatness without getting through this mega 4 episode recap goodness. A lot of cool things happen in this footage too that directly ties into what comes after, so without further ado, here's what went down after part 7. I went to Guerreno Fields, a lovely farming island clearly inspired by Japan that we learned about from a brochure. It was nighttime, so I didn't get to appreciate all of its beauty, but I did get to appreciate chopping down all of its trees. Back on the boat, Summer praised me for taking good care of my plants, then went into this creepy story about how she used to be a good little soldier, a top graduate in agronomic engineering, hired by big corporations to maximize their output, which she did and did well, cramming the fields full of transgenic seeds, dousing the insects with poison, pumping the soil full of chemicals when it turned gray like the hairs in my fringe. The stems grew strong, she said, with cobs aplenty, but beneath lay an unfathomable sickness. Her words, not mine. Then she said something that chilled me to the bone. I guess it was inevitable that I met with the dragon then, sooner or later. I mentioned that her always talking about some dragon she had to face made me think she was low-key hinting at drug addiction, but I don't remember if I talked about that theory in the commentary that was lost, the commentary I've still got, or the commentary you heard before. Either way, I said goodbye to Snakeums and headed towards a nearby bus icon on the map, because a bus is a weird thing to have in the middle of the ocean. When we got there, it was a cute fucking seal named Alex. A beautiful name and the best name, unlike Alexander, which is a garbage name for garbage people. His words, not mine. Alex is an accountant turned bus driver and the game's fast travel system. But instead of trying it out, I headed to Villa Maggiore, Gwen's home when she was alive, that's here in the afterlife for some reason. And after a little break jamming with the plants, Gwen and I headed to the villa to check things out. She mused on how long it had been since we were there together, and how Jerry, her best gardener, had done a good job taking care of it. This is when things got serious, so I'll let Gwen tell it. Mom has not been home since Father died. Shit. I'm much more emotional than I thought I could ever be. I love this house so much. As much as I hated it, probably. Look, I don't think I can go in there. Even with you. It's just... No, I can't. Go without me. I'll wait for you here. She handed me the key, told me to grab her music box if I saw it, and after a quaint light puzzle, I made it to the balcony where Jerry was pretending to own the villa. Everything the light touches is his, and everything the light doesn't touch. His words, not mine. He also pretended he didn't leave the balcony because he's rich and can do whatever he wants, not because he forgot how to get back down. I got Gwen's music box and an upgrade for the loom, something called a Golden Royale that Gwen said you could win in the annual lottery. She wanted one since 2nd grade, but Father never let her participate in the draw. Anyway, after suggesting we leave and forget the villa ever existed, Gwen went back to the boat and said something about one last time before I grabbed my food out of the oven and went to bed. The next morning, Gwen said she wanted to tell me about someone named Doug. Again, I'll let her tell it. He called me the night Father died. Mum was still on the plane and he couldn't talk to anyone else. He was polite, very articulate. We chatted for an hour or so when he cried only twice. It didn't strike me at the time, but he was in a bar, which was odd for an accountant. He told me Father's last words were that he loved me. We never talked again. After that joyful start to the day, I went on a hunt for some resources, wove some linen, cut some wood, and landed in Iwashima countryside, another island obviously drawing from Japan. Nothing much there except materials, so I headed to Mount Toriyama, again inspired by you-know-where. There were sheep, guys, and I could feed them to make them follow me, which meant I was going to try to get one on the boat. I couldn't though because it belonged to someone named Alice, but she told me I should bring any other sheep I found back there to keep it company, which is adorable. I grabbed some goodies in the mine and found a cliff with a beautiful view and a stone I thought I could pray at or something at some point, but it wasn't that point. Back on the boat, I added some greenery and a meditation space to Summer's home. She loved it, but asked me to improve her energy and clarity by collecting minerals and gems. Meanwhile, Gwen was thrilled that I turned pro on the loom. More linen, more upgrades. Next, I headed back to Hummingbird to buy seeds from that sneaky raccoon. I found and fed another fluffy-ass sheep, which followed me back to the boat, where Summer promptly interrupted to talk about the dragon again. When the dragon found her back home, she knew she had to leave or she wouldn't heal, she said. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember if I gave Summer a voice. She didn't know it then, but she needed love, and no love was to be found in that accursed place. But in her exile, she met my Aunt Rose, brimming with uncontainable life. Her words, not mine. Rose nursed her back to health, and without Rose, she said, the dragon would have taken her. She said Rose taught her by opening her eyes to what was already within, the rich interior life unquashed by the dragon, unquashed by her father, to the interconnectedness of all things, to the universal love. After realizing Summer had daddy issues too, I fished for a while and reflected. Then I brought the sheep back to Alice, who agreed to join my crew if I built her a home. I built a foundry. I spent some more time jamming with the plants, completed some errands for good old Francis, and headed to Hoseki Quarry, another island inspired by Nippon. There was some drama with the miners, that was minor, but I got the ore I needed to smelt materials for Alice's house, a cozy cottage indeed. Uncle Adel hopped in to congratulate me on upgrading the kitchen when he was probably just happy I could feed him more shit. And then I went back to Toriyama to pick up Alice and her sheep. As per usual, I did the welcoming ceremony, excited to see what kind of animal spirit she is, which I honestly don't remember at the time I'm typing this out, mind the flashing lights, and oh, that's right, she was that thing I think I called every creature in the book because I couldn't tell what the hell she is. She taught me how to shear so I could make wool, which was pretty dope. She also said it was one of her favorite materials that she used for blankets her grumpy husband thought were scratchy. I'm speaking for Alice too because I know I gave her a voice, I just have no idea what it was. Then I cooked up some food and headed to Furugawa, which is where I ended the 4th episode. Congratulations, you're all caught up. So the next 5 or 6 episodes you'll see were all recorded last year with the commentary still intact. Once I've edited and uploaded those, I'll be caught up myself so I can finally get back to playing. If you're as excited for the return of the series as I am, and trust me, I am because I was addicted to this game, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and I'll be back very soon with another episode of Spiritfarer.